Wir sind ja in einem Fliegerdorf zu Hause und im Fliegerdorf, ja, da gibt es Flugzeuge. 400 Flugzeuge haben wir schon hier. Und es ist natürlich interessant für Flugzeughersteller auch, denn hier sitzen Kunden, die Flugzeuge kaufen könnten. Und deshalb schicken die Flugzeughersteller immer mal gerne Flugzeuge hier vorbei mit Demonstrationspiloten. Und dann gibt es was zu essen, was zu trinken. Kann man sich die Flugzeuge angucken hier am Boden mit der Idee, dann vielleicht auch so ein Flugzeug mal zu kaufen. Cirrus war letztens hier, hat Flugzeug gezeigt, den Vision Jet und die neueste Cirrus SR22. Ja, und heute haben wir Epic Aircraft zu Besuch hier mit diesem schönen Turboprop-Flugzeug. Die sind vorbeigekommen auf einer Demonstrationsreise, sind sie hier in Spruce Creek dabei und ja, zeigen ihr Flugzeug. Gibt was zu essen und zu trinken und der eine oder andere guckt da vorbei. Und ich habe mir sagen lassen, dass tatsächlich diese Veranstaltungen erfolgreich sein können und auf die Art und Weise wird dann schon mal das eine oder andere Flugzeug verkauft. Preise der Flugzeuge liegen ja im Millionenbereich und ich finde das sehr interessant, dass das dann tatsächlich funktioniert. Jetzt habe ich hier als Gesprächspartner den Piloten, der das Flugzeug hierher gebracht hat und er wird uns ein bisschen was über das Flugzeug erzählen.
Well, hello everyone, I'm Trevor Blackmer with Epic Aircraft and behind us is a E1000 AX, brand new. So this is Epic's latest version. Has auto throttle, auto land, auto database updates, Wi-Fi, the fully automatic multi-scan radar from Garmin. So the A is for automation. The Epic is the fastest, highest flying single engine airplane you can buy that's certified. It's also got the largest cabin of the 6-place airplanes. Flies the highest at 34,000 feet. Top speed's about 333 knots. Typical cruise up at 34,000 is about 320. And you're doing all that burning less than 50 gallons an hour. So it's really also very efficient. Super short field capability. Figure takeoff and landing are both less than 2,500 feet over a 50-foot obstacle. Typical climb rates about 4,000 feet a minute initially and only 20 minutes to 34,000 for time to climb. So it climbs like a 2-engine jet, sips fuel like a single-engine turboprop. Big spacious cabin and cockpit for all sizes of pilots and passengers, and then super strong carbon fiber construction, which doesn't corrode in this kind of near the saltwater environment that you have in Florida. Doesn't fatigue like metal, so works really well as a very tight pressure vessel, so no leaking rivets or things like that over time. So it's great material. Big trailing link landing gear makes every landing perfect for us pilots who sometimes have a less than perfect, touchdown. So,
what's the price?
You get all that for a cool $5.25 million, and that would be a 2027 delivery.
Okay, that means it takes about a little bit more than a year.
Our current backlog is a little more than a year, yeah. So we're sold out of all 2026s. Figure the build time, though, is about 4 months is all from the time we start with just a roll of carbon fiber until it comes out the door like this airplane behind us.
Where do you build the planes?
They're built in Bend, Oregon.
Okay.
So, yeah, all built in Bend. All our employees work in Bend, with the exception of me and one other salesperson who are out-based.
How many planes did you sell already?
This behind us here is serial number 102.
Okay.
And I think we're delivering about 105 as this video is being made.
Okay.
So, and we're sold out for all of next year. So I think that puts us right around 140 aircraft that have been booked. So.
You have Autoland?
It does, yep. Auto throttle and auto land is standard on the AX.
Okay, so there's an emergency. Only for emergency or just for normal operation?
Just emergency operation. So
emergency.
Basically that would be if the pilot no longer has the ability to land the airplane, then anybody on board can activate that system and it will automatically select a safe airport and go and land the airplane.
What's your personal background?
Well, personally, my training was to be a pilot, and so I went through a college program, the University of North Dakota, to be a professional pilot, and then that ultimately led me into working for Beechcraft. And I've worked there for about 20 years as a demo pilot and a marketing person and a salesperson. And then fast forward another 4 or 5 years after that, after leaving there, is when I started at Epic. So I've been at Epic about 3 years now.
And
so.
you are the demonstration pilot, or how do we call a salesperson, or what's your
kind of all of the above at Epic, yeah. So
everything.
we are responsible for sales in the Eastern region, and we do all our own demos. So demo pilot, help out our marketing team, help out.
So you take the airplane home, correct?
Well, sort of. Yeah, I'm borrowing this from a customer.
So okay.
So I'll bring it back to his home and drop it off.
This plane is already, it's not a demo plane owned by the factory, it's owned already by a customer.
Correct.
And you borrow it from a customer,
yeah,
and then you fly it to wherever it's needed.
Correct.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. That's nice.
Yep. We have very energetic, supportive, neat group of customers. So it's fun to be able to do that.
What's a typical customer? Tell me.
I would say the 75% customer is an owner pilot. Probably half of those are upgrading out of a piston engine aircraft.
Coming from a Cirrus or something like that?
I would say that's the most common. It's probably out of like an SR-22T. And then, but we get a lot of people that are, say, moving over from other single engine turboprops, from Pipers or TBMs. We get people moving down, if you will, from 2-engine jets, or they're looking for something that's more economical. Maybe their needs are changing. Maybe they're moving into retirement, those kinds of things. So the Epic's just a really good all-around mission aircraft. So you can go operate in and out of short fields like Cedar Key in Florida. You can go take it to high-altitude airports like Leadville, Colorado, or Aspen. You can go flow in with airliners to Miami International or Atlanta, or run around the pattern with 172. So it's because of that dynamic envelope, it's kind of it sort of checks the boxes for everything.
It looks like very similar if we speak about the function and everything, like the Cirrus Vision Jet. So what would you say, because price tag is similar and so on, what would you say, is yours better, or
I would say there's slightly different missions. So the SF-50 is it's kind of a turbine pressurized version of the SR-22. So if an owner's mission in an SR-22 is all they need, then the Vision Jet's kind of a good follow-on to it.
Yeah.
So figure that's going to be 600 to 800 miles total range. Where this one is more of a traveling airplane. So if you're trying to go from here to New York, or you're going to go halfway across the country or all the way across the country in a day, this is one fuel stop across the country. It's far more economical, so figure that cost basis wise, this is probably in 2/3 the cost of the Vision Jet for the same mission. As far as speed, time to climb, this beats it. So everything that performance-wise, the Epic outperforms the SF. And then if you ever want to go into a shorter field and that sort of thing, that's not what jets are good at.
Sure, right.
So, or even a high altitude field, it's not what jets are good at. So the kind of try to match your mission to your airplane, And this one is, roughly $750,000, probably more than the Vision Jet to acquire, but you would more than pay that off over the 5 years of ownership, because this would be a lot lower cost to own. So the baggage space is behind the rear seats, and those are an example of a typical overhead, storage rollaboard suitcase. You can get 7 of those behind the seats, and then a little extra on the sides.
That's good.
So that works out well. The rear baggage capacity is 200 pounds. So generally those types of bags weigh in just under 30 pounds. So 7 of those is generally right at your baggage capacity from a weight perspective as well. So it's a good way. You can hand each passenger one of those bags and say, fill it as full as you like. This is what you get to bring along. And as I mentioned, Mama gets 2. So basically, it's the Garmin 1000 NXI platform. running the latest version of their software. So you can see things like this 3D enhanced safe taxi, overlays of traffic and weather and all that will be there. Our switchology is very simple and ergonomic from a single pilot perspective. So basically, looking at this top row of switches, pushing each of those buttons in order left to right starts the engine. And then after start, pushing the second row of buttons left to right turns on all your systems. You give this takeoff go around button a quick press, you get a takeoff checklist. Right now we're not quite ready because our door is open and our pressurization's not on, but that would all be green after start, and that tells you are ready for takeoff, literally sitting right here in the chocks.
That's great. Wow.
Yeah.
And it has auto throttle, auto thrust?
Correct, yeah. So auto throttle is engaged here. That's integrated into this system. You've got an auto throttle disconnect on the throttle itself. The other controls, sometimes people coming out of piston engine aircraft think that this is a mixture.
Yeah,
this
it looks
is not.
like a mixture.
This is your fuel control. So basically, your condition of the engine is either operating or not. And
okay, it's on or off.
Yeah, are you at a low idle or a high idle?
Okay, I see.
Yep. The other one controls the feather on the prop. So right now we're in the feathered position. That's how we start the airplane, is in feather. That way we're not blasting people behind us.
Sure, it's just like idle of the engine and no real thrust off the propeller.
Correct, yeah. So it's much quieter, much safer as you're sitting there on the ramp. And then when you're ready to taxi, basically these would be in this position. You'll just shove them both forward for taxi. That turns the prop, starts taking a bite of air, and we start to move at that point. You have a full reversing propeller. So to reverse, we lift up and pull the throttle back, and that's going to start turning the blades negative, which will first cause drag, and then the further you pull it back, then it starts throttling up the engine, which causes reverse thrust. So makes for very short landings. Generally, you're not even using your brakes during a landing. You'll just use the reverse on the propeller. Same thing during taxi. We can control the taxi speed just by varying that blade angle.
Nice.
So very simple.
And where's the Autoland feature?
Well, this one does not have it installed, but the button goes here.
Okay.
And there will be 2 buttons in the overhead
So the new
panel.
ones will have it?
Yes, 2027 the button would already be installed. This one will get it at no cost to this owner, but Garmin is still working on the software on it.
Cool.
So
nice.
Once they wrap up with that, then we'll be ready to start installing it.
Perfect. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rein und rauskommen ist ein bisschen schwierig, aber wenn man einmal sitzt, dann ist richtig gut hier in diesem Flieger. Coole Sache das. Sehr, sehr schön. Nice, nice. No. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Schön, dass ihr dabei wart und bitte sagt mir Bescheid, wenn ihr das Video gut fandet. Schreibt einen Kommentar, gebt mir einen Daumen hoch oder abonniert den Kanal, erzählt allen davon. Vielen Dank, alles Gute und bis bald hier bei uns zu Hause in den USA. Dreidimensionale Darstellung von den Hindernissen, Rollkarte, alle Daten, Tastatur. Wonderful, wonderful, really, really nice.